Alright guys, I got a new little quadcopter here to test out. We're going to be taking it out, seeing what's in the box, giving it a flight test. Now I got this because I saw it at a store and it was marked down from $40, 50% off, down to 20 bucks. And I was like, 20 bucks, that's pretty cheap. You know, you can get drones or quadcopters, sometimes the micro ones, for as little as 15. But 20 bucks is pretty much a very low price for most quads, even for a good micro or nano. So this one's the Sharp Image brand. I figure they wouldn't put their name on it unless it at least kind of works pretty good, so we're going to give it a test. And this thing has a 6-axis gyro. It's got auto orientation, which is kind of like a headless mode, which I hate. I just don't think it helps pilots progress at all. But we'll test out that mode. Hopefully it has a normal mode as well, because it's just saying an auto orientation. Hopefully there's a normal mode and then a headless mode. It has auto landing. Never seen that on a micro quad, an auto landing. So we'll test out the auto landing, and then it'll do 360 stunts. So let's go ahead and move the camera here and take this out of the box and see everything we get inside the box. Alright, so here is everything that's in the box. We have our instruction manual, have our quadcopter, which I'm going to have to get this out. It looks like it's kind of zip tied in there, or twisty tied in there. We have our charger, couple extra screws for something, and we have 4 extra blades. It said there's supposed to be a blade protector in here, bonus blade guards. See if we find those. Oh, they're under here. So we got some blade guards we could snap on. And then the remote here. Doesn't seem like it comes with batteries. Oh wow, and we need 6. It's a lot of batteries for a micro quad, but we need 6 batteries. Comes with none. Have our throttle, cyclic rudder or spin, and then auto navigation. It's showing I'm going to have to look in the manual, but it looks like we have trim buttons over here, trim here, and then auto orientation and land. So it looks like that's how we turn on those settings there. Should be fairly self-explanatory. And then on the back here, this is our Stunt button, and we probably press that and then push a direction. That's how most of them work, but I'm going to have to read the instruction manual there. See if this is... oh, these are kind of zip tied in, so I'm going to have to cut these out real quick. In fact, I might have the scissors right here I can do that with real quick. See if these will cut this real easy. Yep. And here's the quad itself. It's a little bigger. It's not like not a micro or a nano. It's kind of like a micro. Definitely not a nano. Little charge goes in right here. It looks like it uses a micro USB to charge, which is actually kind of nice, because usually they have you know, some proprietary or some weird plug to charge. This one plugs off a micro USB, so you'll have those cables sitting around usually. On the bottom there's just an off-on, and then little foam landing pads here, and on the top just our props. You can barely see the motors, but they're in there. I believe they're coreless, or they might just be normal cord brushed motors. So let's go ahead and charge this thing up, give it some flight tests after I read the manual and get it all charged. Alright guys, so we're all charged up and ready. Now I was going to throw this on just for, you know, safety, or keep the helicopter from getting hurt, but I'm a good flyer, it should be fine. And the reason I didn't put this on is you actually use those bolts, or not bolts, the little screws. And it looks like the little screws that goes around, then there's that little hole. Looks like you use the little screw to hold on this thing. So you gotta put it on and screw it on. I just didn't feel like doing that, but it comes with this. Takes a couple minutes to put on, no big deal. And we're going to go ahead and fly it. Now what I found out is that on the remote here, you have the Stunt button on the back. If you press that and then push a direction, it'll flip once,
but it'll actually flip up to 3 times if you continue to hold. Now you'd want to have a lot of height. I'm probably going to try just a single flip indoors, but it said it'll flip 3 times if you just keep holding it. There is no dual rate that I could find. Most quadcopters, helicopters will have a dual rate, usually push it on one of the sticks. The instruction manual said nothing about dual rates, so I'm not sure if there's any dual rates or just a single rate. And like I said before, you just have your, they call it spin trim, and then your directional trims, and then you have your auto orientation and land button. Now landing, it said you should be 25 to 30 feet high. We're going to try it inside, but it said you should be 25 to 30 feet high, and it says this helicopter is for indoors, so the only time you're going to get that high is if you're flying in like a gym or like you know, some indoor flying place. In normal houses you're only going to get like, you know, 10 feet in a standard room. But we'll try the auto land, see how that works. So let's go ahead, get it up, and fly it around the room and see how it flies. Alright, so don't mind my messy room. It's almost Christmas and I got a lot of just junk over here. It says to start this, put it down, and then turn on your transmitter after. And it should bind to it. Then you're going to push all the way up and all the way down, it said. Now we bound. So you push your throttle all the way up, then all the way down. Not sure which way's forward. I'm guessing white lights are forward. But we'll go ahead and just take it off. Oh wow, okay. So it looks like I might need a tiny bit of trim. Oops. Let me give it just a tiny bit of right trim maybe. That might have been one too many. And I don't know if you can see here, but that's pretty hands-off hover. Actually, trim is barely needed there. But this thing is actually very, very stable. Anything that's happening now is just my error. Let me go ahead and just fly it around a little bit and see how it feels. The throttle is actually very punchy. It has a very strong throttle. It'll go slow, but oh my, here, let's bring it down. And you guys should just see how much it's going up and down. Like, I'm good at throttle management, but this thing has a lot of power, which is good. It probably needs that for the flips. So it takes, you know, a little while to get used to a helicopter, but they all fly slightly different. Might be going off the screen a little bit, but probably most of it's on screen for you guys here. But this actually has fairly good control. And the rate is fast, but you can kind of push it very slowly and make it go slow because it's so stable with that gyro. The throttle is, though, you're going to have to get some throttle management with this one because the throttle is a little bit touchy. So this is in the normal flight mode, not that orientation headless flight mode. Go ahead here again and just try to get it. And there we go, hands off hover, nothing being controlled. It's going up to the ceiling now, so I'm going to lower throttle. But very stable little quadcopter here. I am going to have to get used to this throttle management because it's a very, very touchy throttle here. But very controllable, feels very nice in the air. I'm kind of scared to do a flip in here. Let's try the headless mode first. I'm going to go ahead and land it. So I think we can just start the headless mode by having it on the ground and then hitting our auto orientation button. So let's see if that does it. Let me go ahead and take it up. Okay, it's actually opposite right now of what it should be. Maybe because I had it sitting some way, but actually forward is backwards and backwards is forward. Let me go ahead and spin it. Forwards is, yeah, it is working, but it's working backwards. So it's not, maybe I had to set this up first before I took off, because forwards, backwards, and backwards, forwards. This is actually kind of hard to land here. Let me go ahead and try the auto orientation one more time. But let me turn this back on facing away from me. Turn my transmitter back on. Press up and then down. And now I'll hit auto orientation. And let's see if now it goes the right way. So now, yep, back is back, forward is forward, left is left, right is right. But now let's spin the quadcopter, and now it's still going the perfect way. Yep, so that's all you gotta do for orientation mode, is start it with the white lights just directly away from you, and you'll be in auto orientation mode. You can spin whichever way you want, no matter which way you are. The transmitter buttons are going to just bring it the direction you push it. So it's basically, you don't have to worry about the orientation of the quadcopter. It'll just fly. And the beeps you hear, it says it'll beep to let you know you're in this mode. So you can fly around, spin any way you want, and keep flying. Whichever way you push the stick is where it's going to go. Let's try this auto landing. I'm going to bring it up high. It might kind of get off camera. But I'm going to try to press this auto land button. It says to get it level, and then it says hit the auto land button. And it says you should be pretty high up, but we're just going to try it above this table and hope it works. Oh, it went to the ceiling. It's on the ceiling. I got the throttle all the way down. Okay. So when I hit the, turn that off. When I hit the auto land button there, it just went to the ceiling and didn't know what to do. And I think that's because I'm indoors and it said it should have a little bit higher. It said 25 to 30 feet in the manual. Drag it away. It said 25 to 30 feet in the manual. And mine, I don't know if you could see it, but it just went up to the ceiling when I hit auto land. And then it just stayed there until it kind of just shut off. So auto land's not working great inside, but let's try a trick. Dread, watch out, get away. Dread, move. Okay, we're going to try a flip over the couch. Kind of over the couch if it's on camera. I want to do it so you guys can see it. Okay, I think you guys could see that. And I'm just doing a single flip because I don't have a ton of room. Okay, that actually flips. Actually flips really nice. Let me see if I can do one close to camera here. Bounced off the ground there, but that's alright. Sideways flip. Oh, no. Oops. Messed that one up. But, durability test. Looks like no damage to anything. Just go ahead and take it up and fly it around a little more here. Oh yeah. No damage, I didn't give it enough throttle. No damage, still will hands off hover. No problems. And now I'm starting to get a little more used to this throttle. It's just every quadcopter is a little different. You got to get used to how much throttle to press it. But it actually flies pretty darn nice. Landed on the couch, I just didn't want to crash. So, no dual rates. And as you can see, the lights on it, we didn't talk about those except for when I was telling you, whites forward. But little LED lights, and don't think there's any way to turn those off. But overall, it flies really nice. For 20 bucks, not bad. It does those flips. It's the D2. I don't know if you can read it. It's really dark over here. It's the DX-2. And a nice little quadcopter for 20 bucks. Be a good gift. I'd put on those blade guards if you're new to flying, or even if not. Just they don't add much weight. They don't affect flight very much at all. And it just keeps your quadcopter a little bit safer from damage, protected from damage. But yeah, overall this thing I'm pretty impressed with for 20 bucks from a store like Sharper Image. They sell some cool stuff, but you never really expect complete great hobby grade stuff from a store like that. It's more like cool but kind of like a toy. I think we're down to lowish battery. Throttle seems to be not punching as much as it was, or maybe I'm just getting used to it and not holding it as high. But yeah, it flies real nice, especially just from like a store in the mall where you usually see those stores. As you can see, this is my very first flight, guys. This is a maiden flight. I did it with you guys. And as you can see, it just took me half a flight to get pretty good at the throttle management and, just learning the controls. Like I said, every quadcopter just flies a little bit differently. This one has plenty of throws. You can do quick turns. It doesn't have low and high rates, like I said, but it's kind of like a medium rate. It's got a lot of throttle, and your turns and your cyclics and your spins, that's as fast as it spins right there. So it's not super fast spins. and this is as much as it angles. But you can get it to go fly around the room pretty nice. So I'd say this would be good for intermediate pilots. You know, if you're really starting at quads and helicopters at all, you really should start with a coaxial. They're the best to start with. But there are some quads out there that are good for beginners too. And you know, this one's just as good as most of the others I've flown. Things like the X4 or some of the Sima ones. You know, it's flying real nice. So that's our flight video. I'll just take it back here and get a little landing on my hand. And not a bad little quadcopter from Sharper Image. So, have any questions, let me know. Happy flying. And stay tuned. We're over 100,000 subscribers, so we're going to have the 100,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll make a video on how that's going to work soon. But this will be one of the quadcopters I give away. So, like I said, happy flying, stay tuned, and we'll see y'all later.